Picture the familiar morning ritual. Seated at your kitchen table, you crack a pair of eggs into a waiting pan. The comforting sizzle fills the air, a simple promise of a day begun right. But what if that very ritual was quietly weaving a thread of risk into the fabric of your health? What if the way those eggs were cooked, or the company they kept on your plate, could secretly heighten your chances of a sudden stroke? It seems unlikely, doesn't it? After all, eggs are one of nature's most complete foods, brimming with protein, vitamins, and vital nutrients. The paradox lies not in the egg itself, but in the habits surrounding it. When certain cooking methods, ingredients, and even meal times enter the picture, this wholesome food can transform into a silent threat, especially for older adults whose circulatory systems may already be under strain. The danger isn't obvious. It's hidden in the details most of us never think to question. Today, we bring those details into the light. Here are 10 everyday habits involving eggs that may be silently increasing your stroke risk. First, let's consider the heart of the egg itself, the yolk. Many are drawn to its rich, creamy texture, but a daily indulgence in several yolks can work against your well-being. Each yolk is a concentrated source of cholesterol and saturated fat. When consumed in excess, this cholesterol doesn't simply pass through. Instead, it begins to adhere to the inner walls of your arteries, building up into hard deposits called plaques. Think of it as a slow, silent corrosion that narrows these vital pathways, making them rigid. As the passage for blood flow constricts, the journey to the brain becomes more treacherous. The true danger emerges when a plaque ruptures, triggering a blood clot that can halt circulation entirely. This is the mechanism behind so many strokes. For most older adults, one whole egg a day is considered safe, but a daily plate of 3 or 4 could tip the balance toward serious risk. Now, think about what goes into the pan before the eggs. For generations, a spoonful of butter or a bit of pork fat was the traditional start. That sizzle and those golden crisp edges are etched in our memories. But both butter and animal fats are saturated with fatty acids that, when heated, can thicken the consistency of your blood. This makes your heart work harder to pump, creating a strain that, over time, fosters the ideal conditions for clots to form and obstruct blood flow to the brain. A simple swap can make all the difference. Try cooking with olive oil or avocado oil. These healthier fats deliver flavor without weighing down your bloodstream, easing the pressure on your heart and brain. Taking this a step further is the habit of deep frying eggs. Dropping an egg into a pool of very hot oil may create a tempting crunch, but the health trade-off is severe. When oil is heated to high temperatures, particularly if it's reused, it can produce harmful trans fats. These fats not only raise your bad LDL cholesterol, they also wage a silent war on the delicate inner lining of your arteries, known as the endothelium. This lining is meant to be a smooth, protective shield. Trans fats create tiny cracks in its surface, and while blood platelets rush in to make repairs, these patches can harden into clots that block the flow of life-giving blood to the brain. The safer choice is to use a small amount of fresh, plant-based oil over medium heat. You'll still get a satisfying egg, without coating it in fats that silently damage your arteries. Next, consider what shares the plate with your eggs. For many, breakfast feels incomplete without the smoky, salty companionship of bacon, sausage, or ham. But this classic pairing is one of the most stressful combinations for your blood vessels. Processed meats are laden with sodium and preservatives like nitrites, a chemical cocktail that sparks inflammation within the arteries. This chronic inflammation makes the vessel walls stiff and brittle, losing their youthful flexibility. When you introduce the cholesterol from eggs into this volatile environment, you create the perfect conditions for a cardiovascular crisis. Instead of processed meats, try pairing eggs with fresh avocado, sautéed spinach, or lean roasted turkey. These swaps provide a satisfying meal without forcing your arteries to suffer. In the same vein, melting a slice of cheese over warm eggs can feel like the ultimate comfort food. But when that cheese is heavily processed, it becomes another hidden source of sodium. Salt forces your body to retain extra fluid, which increases your total blood volume. More volume means higher pressure inside your arteries. As that pressure climbs day after day, the delicate vessels in the brain are strained to their breaking point. One sudden spike can cause a rupture, leading to a stroke that arrives without warning. To be safe, season your eggs with fresh herbs like parsley or dill, or a simple sprinkle of black pepper. If you desire cheese, a small portion of a low-sodium variety like mozzarella is a much gentler choice. There is also a hidden risk in how well the egg is cooked. A beautiful sunny-side-up egg, with its yolk ready to spill, is a common sight. But when yolks are left runny, the cholesterol within them is chemically unstable. Once inside your body, this unstable cholesterol can easily oxidize, transforming into a far more aggressive form. Oxidized cholesterol latches onto artery walls with a stubborn grip, accelerating the formation of those dangerous circulation-blocking plaques. The risk is amplified in the morning, a time when blood pressure naturally crests after a night of rest. This morning surge, combined with the presence of sticky, oxidized cholesterol, creates a ticking time bomb in your circulation. The solution is simple. Cook your yolks until they are firm. Of course, the most direct way we add sodium is from the salt shaker itself. For many, a sprinkle over scrambled eggs or a shake on a fried egg is second nature. But each pinch drives blood pressure higher, putting the tiny, fragile vessels in the brain under enormous strain. Over time, they lose their strength, and one sudden surge can cause them to burst. The damage builds slowly, like cracks spreading in a water pipe, until it finally gives way. You can train your palate to enjoy other flavors. A squeeze of lemon or a dash of paprika can bring brightness and depth to your eggs without adding any sodium, keeping your blood pressure in a safer range. Beyond salt, other additions can be just as problematic. A spoonful of mayonnaise or a swirl of heavy cream makes eggs richer and more indulgent, but the hidden cost is steep. These are loaded with the same unhealthy saturated and trans fats we've discussed. They make your blood thicker, rob your arteries of flexibility, and sabotage your body's natural maintenance system, allowing damage to accumulate unchecked. The solution is to seek creaminess from healthier sources. Swap mayonnaise for mashed avocado, and lighten scrambled eggs with a splash of milk instead of heavy cream. These choices give you comfort without burdening your circulation. Even the bread you serve with your eggs matters. An egg sandwich on soft, fluffy white bread seems harmless, but refined flour has a high glycemic index, meaning it converts to sugar in your body almost instantly. This causes a sharp spike in blood sugar, followed by a sudden crash. These rapid swings put stress on the inner lining of your arteries, weakening them over time. Combine that damage with cholesterol from the eggs, and the risk of plaque and clots rises sharply. The simple fix is to choose whole grain bread. Its fiber ensures a slower, more stable release of energy, keeping your blood sugar steady and your circulation healthier. Finally, let's consider timing. A late-night egg snack may seem like a quick, harmless choice, but eating a fatty meal right before sleep can quietly raise your stroke risk. As you rest, your body's circulation and metabolism slow down. This means fats from the eggs linger in your bloodstream instead of being processed efficiently, giving them more time to settle on artery walls. When blood moves more slowly at night, clots are also more likely to form. This sets a dangerous stage for the morning, when blood pressure naturally rises and can dislodge a clot, blocking blood flow to the brain. If you're hungry before bed, try something lighter like a banana or a small bowl of oatmeal. Save your eggs for breakfast or lunch, when your body is active and better equipped to handle them. As we've seen, the story isn't about giving up eggs. They can and should be part of a healthy life. What truly matters is our awareness of how we prepare them, what we add to them, and when we eat them. Small, thoughtful choices can protect your arteries, steady your blood pressure, and keep your brain sharp for years to come. Think of it this way: every meal is an opportunity to care for your body. By swapping butter for olive oil, choosing whole grain bread, or enjoying your eggs earlier in the day, you aren't just making food. You are building a safer future for yourself. Protecting your heart and brain begins in your own kitchen. Stay mindful, stay curious, and continue to make choices that allow you to live fully.